Hi! My name is Danielle, and this is my spiritual autobiography. I decided to do an interview because I wanted to connect with my audience on a different spectrum, a different outlet, and basically, instead of writing an essay, I decided to do this because it felt more authentic to myself. And I have my best friend coming over right now, and she's going to be asking me a lot of questions. I might cry, I might laugh, I don't know. All I know is I'll be going into this with an open heart and an open mind, and hopefully I can resolve a lot of the issues I have with my faith and get it out in the open and keep the conversation going. Okay, she's coming over soon, so see ya. Bye. Thank you. Oh, it is recording.
It's recording now?
It's recording?
Yeah,
oh my
both
god.
of them.
Hi. Oh my god, hi. Hey, what's up?
Hey girl. Hey Danielle. Thanks for doing this interview with me.
Thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you for inviting me over. So I have a lot of questions. So my first question is, what are some memories you had about your faith growing up?
I don't know about you, but like growing up, for me, all we did was painted pictures of Jesus, and like we just colored and decorate like crosses with like glitter and like, I don't know, Sharpies or like, oh, remember those smelly markers? We would just do this. We would just do it all the time, and that's like my first memories. And I actually really enjoyed it, and I actually thought that's basically being Catholic was all about, coloring pictures of Jesus. It's fun.
My second question is,
what was the culture in your family around faith?
For that, it was, well, my dad wasn't Catholic, so, and my mom was kind of like on the edge about like, oh, should I become Catholic or not? And I always believed in Jesus. I knew there was a God there. I didn't have like the motivation to push me to start learning about it or like wanting to invest a lot more in my faith. And yeah, so I believed in God until, like, I always believed in God, and it wasn't until like grade 5 where my mom really wanted to have that push into her faith, and she decided to get baptized, and then I got baptized in grade 5 as well, so yeah.
Yeah. My third question is, who taught you about God/Jesus? Seriously, my teachers. That's it. I didn't have like a grandma that went to church every single Sunday. I didn't have that. I had to learn everything from a Catholic school, so it's kind of not usually the way people learn it, but yeah, that was me. That was me growing up.
What role did faith and spirituality play in your childhood?
Well, it was kind of my outlet to go towards to talk about my issues. It was kind of weird because at night I would be talking to, like, I would sound like I'm talking to myself, but I'm actually talking to God. So I would go to God, like, if a bully was bullying me at school, or if I was stressed out about school, like, that's how God played a lot of role in my life when I was younger. So yeah.
What were some key moments for you?
Like growing up, like kind of like yeah, well, key moments for me. Well, I think it was kind of getting baptized, and it was kind of really weird because everyone got baptized when they were in grade 2 or like 1, and I got baptized when I was in grade 5. So I was really old. Like, it was kind of too old for me to get baptized at that time, but it doesn't matter. I still had a really good celebration, and I think we went to IKEA afterwards after I got baptized. I don't know how going to IKEA is a good celebration. I just liked IKEA ice cream, so I was just like, it was really funny. And also getting confirmed was a huge milestone in my life. I mean, like, all my family came and supported me, and like I was able to choose my own name that I wanted to get baptized. I chose Saint Cecilia because that was my favorite growing up, and yeah, I really liked it. And that was basically some of the hugest like things, because I felt confirmed, because I felt like I was with my friends and my family when I was celebrating back in elementary. So yeah.
What was your faith like when you were entering grade 8?
I was still really strong. Like, I prayed to God every single night up until then. Yeah, it was kind of, I would always take grace. I would always pray before I went to bed, and I always went to confession because obviously it was mandatory for us to go to confession during that time. So,
What were your beliefs when you were entering grade 8?
I still believed in God no matter what happened. Like I even still to this day, I believe in God, and there was nothing that could change that about me. And yeah, I didn't really have much. Like I didn't really invest in my faith because I obviously didn't have the time to go invest in my faith because like school and all these other commitments I had around in my life.
What was your journey of faith from grade 9 to 11?
It was it started fading away because I had a lot more problems, and it kind of made me think, well, when I was younger, God was here for me, but now there's more problems, and I just felt like He's gotten tired of my problems, and then He left, and so it really started going down, and I stopped praying to God, and I stopped asking Him for help every day, and I was less thankful that He was there for me in my life. And like I just started distancing myself. I didn't really believe in like how God loves us anymore, and it was a lot more difficult to convince me that God was kind of here for each and one of us.
What changed and what stayed the same on terms of faith, belief, morals?
Back then I believed in God. Like whenever anything went wrong, I believed God's just gonna fix it. God will be there for me. He'll fix it. It's kind of like one of those friends you have. That's like, oh, whatever I do, she's not gonna get mad at me. There's no way until like one day you do something like really bad and they just stop, right? I kind of felt like that, and I just started doubting God. I never went to Him. The only time I went to Him was when I really needed help. And it's still something I'm still working on today. It's still something I do take a lot of fault for. And it's just some of those things I had to work out when I went to Encounter. And I feel like it's a lot more like spaced out for me now. It's more spaced out for me because now I can kind of be like, okay, I know why I feel this way now.
My next question is, what were some key moments for you?
In terms of what? Sorry.
It doesn't say.
Oh my god. Yeah, she says that. Okay, key moments. I think reading in Encounter. It was more of an Encounter that was a lot of key moments. I think it was just like taking a deep breath and just kind of really like doing yoga in my mind, pretty much, if that makes any sense. And I just letting God talk to me, even when I was like crying or like I'm just breathing, and I just let God talk to me. And I'm kind of funny. I'm just standing there, like I have a conversation, it's going on in my head, but other people don't know that, so they don't really hear the conversation. It's more like internal. Yeah.
What do you believe in now?
I think after Encounter, my faith grown because I've been going to confession a lot more now, and I start like having these conversations. I start thinking, okay, well, maybe there is hope, right? So, yeah.
What is your relationship with God like now?
I think it's still getting worked out. It's not like it's not a perfect relationship, and I don't think relationships are ever going to be perfect without flaws, and I don't think that's how anything gets any better or solved. So I think it's just kind of like a growing process where I have to learn to trust God again and like let Him talk to me and let Him do His job and be there for me.
How would you characterize your spiritual life at this point in your life?
I mean, I'm starting to slowly heal, that's for sure. From a lot of stuff, because like certain things, like people in my life that I cared about kept dying. People in my life were like getting sick. People in my life were in depression, and then like I just felt like, God, you know what? You're supposed to help me, and you weren't there for me, and I felt really betrayed in that way. Yeah.
Connect one concept you have learned about in CB12 to your understanding of what your faith/spiritual life.
Well, one thing Miss Serby mentioned was that God's always there for us, but we have to sometimes give Him time. He might not be like kind of like I fixed the problem. He has to like you have to give him time because God's kind of human too. He's kind of not like a robot, you know. He has time to think about it. He needs time to plan it out. He needs time to kind of see, okay, if this doesn't work, what else can I do to fix the problem? And that's kind of where I have to give him some leeway, and I have to cut him some slack and kind of say, okay, I have to wait, and I have to play the waiting game, and if that's what it takes, then I'll do it, kind of thing.
Explain at least one concept that has resonated with you from the content that we have covered.
Like God loves us no matter what, and He can heal you if you just trust Him. And it's kind of one of those, like, put all your eggs in one basket. Kind of say, oh well, you know. It's kind of like one of those crazy people. Those crazy people who like sell everything to go live their life and travel around the world in a yacht. Like it's kind of like that. I have to trust that, like, you know, I have to trust in that, and then kind of like put all my eggs in one basket by like kind of doing that. And I think that's exactly how I feel about this entire thing, basically. Like I have to trust Him. There has to be a leeway for me to kind of say, okay, well, you know, I'm being unreasonable, and maybe I should just let someone else take care of it while I heal.
How will you nurture your faith/spirituality when you move from high school?
That part I'm kind of afraid of, because I'm like, right now it's so convenient for me. Like this, it's like worked into our schedule. Like we're literally like scheduled reconciliation. You have like 2-hour blocks, and they don't care. Like you just go back whenever you go back. When I'm in university or like post-secondary, and like I hope you too. I hope you get into university as well.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you.
No problem.
Oh my goodness, stop shouting.
Yeah. I hope you do too. Actually. It's just kind of, I'm afraid that like a lot of my studies will take up so much of my time that God is not an option for me anymore, and I'm just gonna go back to my old habits. And it's kind of, I'm afraid. So that's why I don't think joining like a school that Christian, like post-secondary school like Trinity Western is gonna solve any of my problems either, because like it's kind of, I don't know, I really don't know, and I hope I never have to face that kind of issue. But I know if I face that issue, I think it's just kind of, you know, being reasonable and kind of thinking realistically, but like compromise, kind of, okay, maybe instead of like going to like studying for like half an hour, maybe I'll just quickly go to the church and do a confession. Kind of like like little things. It doesn't have to be kind of like, oh, I'm gonna like quit school and like dedicate my life to the church. Like no, it's not gonna be like that. I want to still experience things that other people my age will experience. So
what role will your faith/spirituality play in your plans for your future?
No, I think whatever I do now, I'll just trust God, and I know He'll watch out for me. And if anything happens, I just need to give Him some time, and He'll kind of work His ways. I mean, I think that's why it's called the Amazing Grace, because, you know, He's amazing, and He's our saving grace, right? So I just hope, like, you know, most of the stuff will be positive. I know there'll be some negative things that will come out, but I just need to face it head on with no regrets.
For sure.
Yeah.
How will you integrate your faith life with your career, family, etc.?
Oh, I already have this planned out, actually. I'm thinking I'll be like the family that goes to church on Sunday. Like, I'll make my kids like dress up for church. Like, I feel like I'm gonna be that mom. So, and also with my family. I mean, I tried telling my dad to go to church, like, too, with us. Just go to church with us, just sit there and listen to, like, the homily or something. And he's just like, oh, you know, that's not gonna be an option for me. And I'm just like, okay, well, go to confession. He's like, oh, it's gonna be like a month, so, you know, come pick me up in a month, you know? And I'm like, okay. Well, you know what? I don't expect my dad to, like, convert to Christianity. I just want him to believe that, you know, he'll go to heaven, because I believe he's a good person, and I want him to go to heaven just as much as I want you to go to heaven, and my mom, and my future dog that I don't have yet, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna get a dog, and this is gonna happen, right? So yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for doing this interview with me.
Can I have a hug?
No problem.
I love you. I love you too.
So, that's my spiritual autobiography. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I had a lot of fun making it, and I'm pretty sure Olympia did too. even though she sounded really, really annoyed throughout the entire thing. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Bye!